Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris. My co-host, our very good friend, is Dave.
Hey there, Chris. And hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Love Island UK Season 9, Episode 11. Now, Chris, you fucker, how the fucking hell are you doing? Where the fuck do you want to start today?
Well, David, let me address the elephant in the room. So, yesterday's episode, I may have gone off on one saying quite a lot of F-bombs. So much so that there is a whole passage I deleted out the podcast, which made no sense because every other word was fuck, Dave. So much so, I mentioned it on the podcast and my lovely wife was listening and absolutely tore strips off me, Dave, which I did send you a copy of the message that she sent me. And she was we were walking the dog last night and she was still having a go at me about my language, David. So I can only apologize to every single person out there. It won't happen again until at least 5 minutes. Yeah, at least 5 minutes into this episode. So if anybody did think I was a bit harsh, you want to have listened to the unedited version. I don't know what happened yesterday. My vocabulary was terrible, Dave. But anyway, let's fucking crack on, my friend, and let's go again. So I mean sincerely, I apologize if it was a bit too much yesterday. I'm not going to change, but I had to check myself. And luckily, I have a good friend here, Mr. Horrocks, who checked me, and then my wife did it again. So I'll try and keep the F-bombs down to at least one per sentence, Dave, not every other word as it was. So anyway, you've asked the question where we're going to start. I think we just start with the recoupling, Dave. So Ellie and Spencer get to pick. Ellie picks Ron. Now, Lana seems to be the one that everyone likes to take their partner, take a partner away.
She can't catch a break, can she?
No, she can't. And there is a connection between her and Ron. Well, I'll be honest with you. I can't see the connection, if I'm being honest, but there's a connection when they talk. They know more than us. We don't see what's going on in the villa all day, but whenever they talk, I can't physically see it. They're not exactly all over each other, but they talk, and she talks a good game and she likes him, and that's fine. But I do like this Ellie, Dave, because we need a baddie, my friend, and she has come in here and she has, to be fair, stuck to a VT and said, I'm not bothered. I'm coming in here to, find love or, claim my partner, as Olivia said, because, Zara apparently claimed Tom. But yeah, I'm liking what she's bringing to the table, Ellie, because we need this little bit of drama, Dave. But poor Lana, yeah, again, brilliant. Unfortunately, she's now with Aaron, who gave one of the worst speeches ever, Dave. But let's go through that. I thought it was brilliant.
I thought, let me come to Aaron in a second, but first of all, Ellie, I don't think she's going to be a baddie, but I do like the fact that she comes in with a size 9s or whatever they are with socks on. She comes in and she just doesn't give a fuck. So she says in a speech, so straight away she's going to get all the girls' backs up. Never mind just Lana, the saying Ron's not met his match yet, and just properly throwing the cat amongst the pigeons. So I don't think she's going to be a baddie, but I think she's going to deliver on that thing that we hear so often, Chris, that they're going to come in, they're not going to care, they're going to step on toes, all this, and then they come in and then they do nothing. Well, she has come in and then straight away. Now, I said yesterday, I hope she picked Tom, but I think Ron is an equally good pick, to mix it up a little bit. It was only yesterday, wasn't it, that Ron was declaring how, the us four, so him, Lana, Shaq, and Tanya are the strongest couples in there. And it's like, well, yeah, are you really? Are you really? And I agree with you that I kind of agree with Ellie. I just don't really see that spark between Ron and Lana. I think she does really like him, but I think he's totally playing the Jake game. I think he's just going for the right. We'll couple up early, we'll hopefully we'll finish it off better than Jake, hopefully. But I think that's the game that he's playing. So I don't see it. So I can absolutely agree with Ellie that she just doesn't really see it. Obviously, Lana doesn't want to hear that, but it does look like it's going to get a bit spicy tomorrow, Chris.
Oh yeah, it does, Dave, and I'm here for that because when she spoke to her, I know if we stick to, on that situation, which was near the end of the episode, Ellie's like, I can't see, like you said, we're not seeing that. And she says, what's the problem? Lad's going, well, you don't know. You'll see it when we're in here. And I'm thinking, this is reeling of a bit of a, I think Alana may be being a bit upset, Dave, by tomorrow's episode, because we see Ronnie, and little Ronnie says, like, well, we're not, you know what, no, we're not married sort of thing. And I'm like, oh, yeah. But I think you're right. The Jake situation, don't want to make himself look like a bad guy. So he's got to play the game, doesn't he? And obviously he knows the fury of the Islanders. At Casa Amor is always to get out of jail. If one of the guys or girls wants out of the relationship, they're not there for 3 days. They're praying that their partner does the same. And then they can come back with a bit of backup, having someone on their arm, Dave. And that's what we all love, don't we? The way they tee up Casa Amor. If it's going to be here, you know, like we're saying, it wasn't the Aussie one. So, yeah, I'm liking what she's bringing. I'm liking that we've got something to look forward to on tomorrow's episode as well, because we need it. This is just laying a few things now that gets me interested in exactly what you said yesterday. You actually were looking forward to tonight's episode for the first time, Dave. You know, we were just going through the motions, so fair play to her.
Yeah, and I don't think it was a fantastic episode, but it was interesting enough. There was plenty of things going on there. I mentioned about Ellie's socks there. I mean, honestly, I've not seen anyone wear socks like that since my dad was wandering around Benidorm or something, you know, about 30 years ago or something. But so it seemed a little bit odd. Maybe that's one of those things that's coming back, Chris. I don't know. But I do love these Islanders when they contradict themselves almost in the same sentence. So, and she gave a perfect example of it. She's like, oh yeah, I'm in corporate business development. Straight away, I mean, what the fuck's that? Sales, do you mean? I absolutely love it. But, you know, corporate isn't really me. It's like, well, do you love it? So if you love it, you must love the corporate stuff. I was like, oh, fucking hell. So, yeah, even though I'm liking what she's bringing so far, she's got that same kind of, you know, she'll contradict herself very quickly.
Yeah, I think she will, Dave. And then Spencer picked Olivia, and Olivia seemed happy. I mean, I put in my notes like Tom who, you know, like, is she still going to be bothered? Because she's not going. I think that something was the fact that he was the only one who showed an interest in her. She wasn't interested in him until obviously Harris went, and she knew where that was going. Is she going to do the same thing? I don't think she will, Dave. I'm not saying that her and Spencer are going to fall madly in love. However, I honestly think that the Tom situation is dead in the water now. I just cannot see a way back for that. And I think she's just content now knowing that the next pick, she potentially could be the girls picking. So she's got the power there where she's not had the power for the last few days. Hence, the sort of desperado way she's approached things to stay in the villa.
Yeah, I mean, God bless Olivia. Olivia didn't seem that arsed really when she was picked. You know, she wasn't delighted at all. I think Tara, I keep fucking saying Tara. Zara seemed way more happy about the pick than Olivia did. So she wasn't that bothered initially, but then she's loving, you know, that narcissist dream, isn't it? Oh, what is it you like about me? You know, me, in a fucking Jessica Rabbit fucking neon green gloves. She does love the long gloves, doesn't she, Chris?
Yeah.
As someone saying on Discord about, you know, the marigolds are out next week.
Yeah, but it was the marigold. I said, mate, I think she's going after a fairy liquid fucking endorsement deal afterwards, Dave, because that green outfit she had on. I mean, I know it's all eBay stuff, but that's really, I thought it was fair play to her, but it's completely over the top for fucking Love Island.
She had the red ones on the other day.
I know she did. It's like a ball gown or something, like she's going to some proper like ball room thing. So, yeah, I didn't get that from her at all. But again, what I find interesting with Olivia when she's on the screen, I just love watching what she's doing because she like people watches all the time. And I know we all do that to an extent, but it just looks all the time like she's been conniving and sort of really trying to play the whole Love Island game, Dave, to just stay in there. And I find it fascinating because I'm watching her thinking, she's not interested in any of these people, she has made this whole thing up with Zara, which I'm sort of thinking she has. It's the way it is. There's going to be other contestants in the past who have done the same thing, you know, but maybe hers just hasn't been as blatant where people have found it online. I don't know. But yeah, there's more to come from her, definitely, Dave. There certainly is. And I'd love to see how her adventure goes. Because if she comes up winning it, I'd be amazed at the moment. But she's just, I find that the whole dynamic of her really interesting. And Zara's the same, like really interesting contestants because they don't like each other from what we can see, whether it's fake or not. So there's always that bit of spice there. So yeah, I think that's what's keeping me in this year at the moment. Anyway, I know it's been a slow burn and we've called it out, but just something's there with Olivia and I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I mean, I said before I don't like her, but without her, I think the series is a lot poorer for it. I think, Chris, when you see conversations or when you have conversations yourself, there's someone showing interest. There's that authenticity that's hard to fake. And she kind of, when she's in a conversation, she kind of has this way that's kind of like everyone else is beneath her kind of thing. She's not really that interested in what they've got to say, but it's like, yeah, I've got to play the game. This is what I've got to do. It's all a bit strange. Whereas, some of the other conversations, you see they're authentic conversations, and I don't know exactly what it is. Being the scholar of body language that you are, maybe, in a few weeks you'll be able to tell me. But there's something about her body language, it's her tone of voice, the lack of expression. All of these things say to me that she's just not actually interested in what anyone's got to say. She wants to have someone lavish praise on her. Do you think I'm funny? Little comments like this, but when someone else is speaking, she's just not interested at all. But she is far and away the most interesting character in this villa so far.
Yeah, I'd like to say we're on exactly the same page, and I think that's right. Your body language stuff, I'm going to have to look at that even more now, Dave, because it was just, fascinating stuff. Fascinating. We're probably making it sound more, interesting than what it is, but it's just them sort of things and the dynamic of this show, unfortunately. And then obviously we got Shaq and Tanya still together. Say Zara, Tom, and Tom got a right kiss off Zara, didn't he? Because it's sort of like, I think she was like, right, good, well, Olivia's gone. And
that was territory marking, if ever I saw it.
I think so, Dave. I think so. But did you find Kai's speech about Tanya? Ellie went, we're completely different, but we're exactly the same. I was like, fuck off. What is that? Is that
fucking Eric Cantona?
Yeah, when the seagulls follows his trawler, I was like, what does that actually mean? You know what I mean? Like, what is that? That's just like something you found on a fucking Christmas cracker or something. What a load of nonsense that is. It's absolutely, in a context of relationship, like, it's just bollocks. And I honestly, Kai's doing my head in, Dave. I must admit, he's offering nothing. I think he thinks he's like this real clever guy. And every time he says stuff like this, I'm just like, I'm not getting it, pal. I'm not getting it. But then Will and Jesse.
Sorry, before we get to that, I think he is a ninja in saying stuff without saying anything. And again, I don't know what it is now, and I need to check myself as to whether this is just a mental block. But whenever he speaks, I just fall to sleep. He's making sounds, but he's saying nothing. And so, yeah, this abstract thing with the exact opposite, but the same. Are you really? Are you really, hon? So, no, it's just, utter bollocks. And again, I don't think, I can't think of a more dull character in the last few seasons.
Yeah, I think so. I'm with you, Dave. I'm with you. Well, so we get Will and Jesse finally together, Dave, don't we? They are sweet on each other and they look good. Whether, I can say, I think Jesse, the cynic in me, the Love Island expert, David, shall we say, is saying this is, as I've said, it's purely for the clout. It's purely for what's going to come after the show. But there is a connection there. I can see it. I can see it between Shaq and Tanya, and I can see it between Will and Jesse. That out of all the couples, there is something there between them. Whether it lasts an hour, a week after the island, they will stay in contact, maybe until Jesse's fucking return tickets up, Dave, maybe to Australia. But I'm buying into that more than I thought I would, as much as I'm cynical about her and Aaron being in the show.
Chris, have you seen that movie? What is it? Is it called Inside or something like that? It's the Disney Pixar one with the different emotions in your head, like anger and...
No, not seen that.
Have you not seen it?
No.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like, you know, many years ago, the young, fresh-faced romantic in me is like would be looking at this and thinking, "Oh my God, these actually look really, really good." That like persona in my brain is like stabbed and dead and crushed on the floor, but it's flickering, Chris. It's flickering into life when I see these two on screen. I am still. The majority of my brain is saying this is fucking bullshit. This is all for the cameras. Been there, done it. We know Owen. We remember Owen from the Aussie series. Fucking Will is nothing like Owen, apart from he's tall. That's it.
Yeah.
That's literally the start, middle, and end of how they're similar. But when you see them together, it's hard not to buy into it. So I think. I mean, Will, to be honest, I think he'd leave now. If Jesse got booted out, he's ready to run down the aisle with her. I think all of the power there is with Jessie, but she's playing a phenomenal game. If it's not authentic, she's playing a phenomenal game at playing that she's genuinely into him. So I might be coming around to this couple.
I think so, Dave. There's two couples and they're one of them. And I've got to say, Dave, we've poked a bit of fun at Will. I actually think he's a nice guy, if I'm being honest, Dave. I get it. I get what he's about.
Even if he pushes sheep into
it, Well, look at this here, guys. I'm going to rescue these sheep, so let's take all my clothes off, just so I can help him. Yeah, skin to skin's always best. Yeah, okay, Will, no problem. But anyway,
I can't possibly rescue it if I don't have my shirt off.
Yeah.
And if I don't put it on TikTok, is it really worth rescuing the sheep?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Did it even happen, Dave, if it's not on TikTok? So make me look like a good guy. But there you go. But no, so yeah, I'm with you. I'm buying into that. No, what I was getting at before, Dave, so the last couple was Aaron. Aaron has got no choice but to pick Lana. And I just love that dynamic when these two people, I mean, Aaron has shown nothing. I don't think he's shown a real interest in anybody. But it's more a case of, like, the way he's teed it up, you'd think like they were this madly in love couple, weren't they? And he's like, it's really funny and all that. And I feel dead sorry for Lana, Dave. I always feel sorry for them contestants because it's just like you've literally got the fucking booby prize of all this, because you've got nothing. You're together by the power of the game. The fact that, obviously Ron is now with Ellie. So, yeah, it always makes me laugh how they've got to put something together. And instead of just saying, "Hi, Alana. Yeah, we've got no choice. Let's just get together and that's it." Be honest. They've got to do this like Love Island fucking speech about how great that person is.
I know it is ridiculous, isn't it? And it's always like being last to be picked at football or something. You just
I know about that. Yeah.
Then. Can you go in goals? The thing is, Lana's stood there as if she's like that person picked last, but she's fucking stunning and she seems quite nice and everything. She's just been really unlucky with the recouplings and everything. I mean, who could have foresaw? She was probably all mentally geared up because this happened for us over 2 nights, didn't it? But for her, it's like a continuous night. So, she's thinking, oh, brilliant, recoupling. I can get back into bed with Ron. We can, start to progress things. And nope, fucking rug pulled right from under her. But I actually thought, I said yesterday, in that season, the Australian season that Aaron was on, I thought he came across like a right prick, really nasty person. And then Courtney released that video as well, as saying what kind of came across as well, just a bit more detail. But I actually thought Aaron did an okay job. It's not because of Aaron that he's got to go through the motions. I mean, surely every human being would just want to say, well, come on then, it's me and you, let's go. let's get over this. It's TV, isn't it? So they have to say something. And given that, he was saying, keep your head up and all of this. I thought what he said was actually really good in that context.
Interesting, Dave. Interesting. The cynic, Chris Phelps, reality radar legend, even if I do boost myself up, was having none of it. Not because I'm not saying it was sincere, but it's just like, what is the point? You've got the booby, not the booby prize. Actually, it sounds even worse, doesn't it? Fucking hell, Chris, I'm digging a hole here. But what I mean is, it's not, in my eyes, it's never sincere. because it's not gone the way that Lana wanted it. Aaron, I don't know what he wanted because we've not seen anything from him. To be honest,
He's just having a lovely time in South Africa.
You're saying about Olivia, but I did make it about. I think Aaron just doesn't want to be there, Dave.
Yeah.
I don't know whether there's something going on with him or whatever. And obviously, if there is, then he shouldn't be in the villa. And I don't advocate that. But in the same respect, he looks unhappy and he looks like it's just sort of like, what the hell am I? Either that or he's just bored of Love Island and he's like, I've made a big mistake, but I'm 10,000 miles away from home. How am I going to get out of here? I don't know. He just not, for me, he's not shown anything to any of the girls. There's been no chat or anything. He just seems to be a peripheral figure off the edit anyway.
Yeah, I mean, from what we saw and comparing that from when he was on, his Australian season, it does seem like he's gone into his shell, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like he's just, whether he's uncomfortable, you just thrust in here with a bunch of Brits, he's not used to the culture or anything like that. He's not really got his eye on anyone. He's coming in late as a bombshell, which is a different game. He was an OG before. I don't know. He seems off, but I mean, surely there's got to be a dumping soon, hasn't there? And he's got to go, surely.
Yeah, I agree with that, Dave. I agree. So, right, Mr. Horrocks, have you got anything else on the show today? For we've got an email.
Well, I was just doing a bit of digging around. Now, old Spencer, I was calling out Ellie for the whole, she loves her corporate business development, but corporate's not really her thing. Spencer, right, we joked yesterday
this is brilliant.
that he's got a fucking shop on eBay. I have to say, Chris, we were off. He doesn't have a shop on eBay. He has a shop on Amazon, right? And not only that, there is a single solitary vibrator amongst a bunch of other shit that he sells. Right. So you talk about, what did he call himself? A business entrepreneur? Like he's fucking Richard Branson or something? Oh, yeah, I've got a whole fleet of aircraft. No. He just gets shit shipped across from China straight to your door. As, fucking hundreds of thousands of people do. So I was wondering, if you sell some old shit on eBay, does that make you an entrepreneur? Or do you have to be a fucking narcissist like this lot to actually believe that?
Well, Dave, let's be honest, right? Spencer is doing a very clever bit of marketing, Dave, because what would you say? 80% of the audience are female, Dave, aren't they? You know what I mean? So he's selling vibrators there. He's hoping that, and I'm going to name it for him, the Wes Tickler, Dave. That's what we're going to call it from now on, the Wes Tickler vibrator. He's hoping that the people are going to rush to find his shop, aren't they? Because I'm sure there's a link on his Instagram or his TikTok or whatever, and he's hoping there's going to be an upturn in sales. You don't go on a show like Love Island with the exposure and go, yeah, I sell vibrators. He thinks he's doing a fucking turn there, doesn't he? So if he becomes popular, Dave, maybe you sell some more. I don't know. I mean, obviously, we were saying yesterday, I was saying yesterday about how these people sell the soul for the devil, Dave, and we were joking about the teeth whitening thing. But if you do want one of Wes's things, at the checkout, a 1.5% discount is actually available if you use the code Reality Radar Satisfaction Guaranteed, or one word. Okay, so that's a 1.5% discount, guys. Does not come with batteries. They're sold separately. Anyway, Dave, so
what are you talking about? The Wes Tickler?
That's what I'm naming it, the Wes Tickler vibrator.
Oh, right, okay.
That's what it's called.
Right.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
It is actually a portable wand massage for women, Chris.
Oh, nice.
And I thought, well, maybe people could stumble across this if they were looking for a Harry Potter-based present or something. This isn't the one I'm looking for.
I don't remember Voldemort holding that one day, but there you go.
Oh, there must be a parody, though, mustn't there?
Look, no, I am not looking on fucking Google.
Taking a turn.
Yeah.
Don't Google at work.
You know what there'll be, don't you, Dave? Barry Hotter or something like that. The fucking porn version.
Chris, honestly, my favourite. I remember it now. I can see it in my mind's eye when I was a student. This is before I worked at Blockbusters, but walked into a local video shop, and you're just looking around, and everything's sort of scattered around. And there was this rather saucy looking VHS cover, Chris, and it is the greatest parody name. I think to date, there's nothing that I know that has come close to it. And it was simply in Diana Jones. Genius. How do you come up with that? So it always sticks in my mind. I think very, very funny. I didn't watch it, by the
way. There is one called Cinderella, Dave. And that's another
that one.
Yeah. Let's not go down that route. I've never watched it, Dave. So anyway, we've got an email from Wes, Dave, and it's actually not really about the show, but it's quite an interesting point he's made. So he's called it Merchandise Dilemma. All right, guys, just a quick email about the merchandise. Want to purchase a tee, but your designs have the name of the pod underneath the slogans. Now, I'm not saying for a minute I'd be embarrassed to have your names on my T-shirt, but I'd love to go without. I'd love to get one without the name of the podcast on, so only fans of you guys know what it's all about. Maybe not the "so I sucked a tit" or whatever one, though. Although my girlfriend loves the pod. Although she loves the pod, my wife Rena might have a word or two to say about that. Yeah, so that's a good point. Keep up the excellent chat, guys, and can't wait for the return of the Casamorian. No, Wes, you've let yourself down there at the end. Yeah. You don't need the return of the Casamorians, but he has joined the Facebook page, so welcome, Wes. And Dave, you know what Wes is as well? He's the 399th member of our Facebook page. So we need one more person to join to hit that 400 mark. So if you've got a burner account or someone else, or if your partner's
someone
got
leaves their phone unlocked.
Yeah, just sign them up, please, and we'll get to 400, and we'll be forever grateful.
I approved someone this morning. Oh no, you're right. 399.
99, yes.
On there, yeah.
Hey, David, you say I don't check things. I checked it before we came online for the first time ever. But there you go. But no, thank you for that, Wes. And Dave, that's an interesting concept. Did we take the name out for some of the merchandise?
I mean, we very well could do. I have been thinking about, well, okay, if someone says something memorable, I mean, for me, you can't beat the I licked a tit or whatever.
No, that's...
But I can understand, maybe you wouldn't want to wear that when you're going round to Nan's for a Sunday lunch or something. So, yeah, I'll have a look at the designs this week and see what is on there. Because I'm sure that we always sort of ponder about these phrases and stuff, so I'm sure we can find something.
Yeah, no, we can do, definitely. Well, thank you, everyone, as always. If you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. Follow us on social media @cdrealitycast. As I said, please get onto Facebook. 399 people, Chris and Dave's reality TV cast. And hopefully by tomorrow's episode, we'll be over that barrier. So thank you, guys. Great numbers again. It's so nice and so humble, the amount of new people who found the podcast and are commenting on Facebook, Twitter, everything. It's so good here. So thank you guys for listening. Just, going along with mine and Dave's nonsense, rambling, and even when you get plenty of swearing from me like yesterday. So thank you so much. If you don't support us, get over to Patreon, patreon.com/CD realitycast. So today's roll call of honor is Kent, Lucky Lulu Green, Lauren, Tracy, Hennessy, Susan, Priscilla, Dee Dee, Katie, Libby, Joanna, Neve, Brianna, Helen, Keith, Michelle, Gillian, Zoe, Kristen, Maggie, Kate, Megan, and Cassie. So thank you so much, guys. It's so good here.
It's very good, sir. And thank you very much. I tell you what, I'm quite looking forward to tomorrow as well now. So we've got Trouble in Paradise, haven't we? It looks like Ellie's words have maybe hit home a little bit, and we've got something going on between Ron and Lana. So let's see where that goes. I'm not ruling out the old, massive blow up and then reconciliation, but let's see. But thank you very much, sir. Thanks to everyone out there for listening to us, and we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.